conditioning the mind, body, and spirit. It takes practice, commitment, vision, goal setting, determination, sharp focus, respect, and discipline. Once you learn it, you can apply it to all aspects of your life. The warrior's mindset prepares you for the largest competition ever, the competition against self. It shows you how to solve all problems at hand, maintain focus and a peaceful state of mind. We live in a competitive society. We live in a society that right now is fighting back and recovering from COVID-19 and all of the other devastating things that has impacted all of our lives. But we will never quit. Quitting is not an option. So thank you for joining in to this Warriors Mindset broadcast so we can always find a solution on how to step up, flip the script, and be a success in our life, regardless of the obstacles that stand in front of us. Hello, everyone. My name is Willie the Bam Johnson, and we'd like to welcome you to the Warriors Mindset Radio. We're looking forward to working with you, empowering you, and seeing you tune in every week to be able to be learning these principles and these concepts of the Warriors Mindset. Warriors Mindset is based upon monthly principles. This month being January, this principle is honesty, as well as being broken down every week. And this week, which is the first week of the month, the second week of the month, we talk about personal expression. Today, we're going to have a special guest that's going to really get us going, get us pumped up and motivate us. Her name is Master Kimber Johnson. She's my wife. She's my soulmate. She's a great, incredible martial artist. Most importantly, she's an incredible person. A loving, caring mom, wife. I always refer to her as tough but tender because of the world of martial arts. I've seen her do so many great things under such incredible, devastating stress and pressure, but she still was able to shine, stand up, be strong. And even working through her own current adversity, she's been able to shine, and people see her each and every day. They don't realize that here's a woman that carries so much on her shoulders, but yet every day she gets up and she do the basic things that a mommy do, a wife would do, and a martial artist will do. And most importantly, a powerful woman would do. How are you doing, Master Kimber?
I'm great, and I thank you guys for having me here on the show. And it's funny that we're talking about honesty because that is one of my virtues. And I really got there on a soulful level, probably like in my 40s now. I've really come in tune with it a lot. Not that, wasn't trying to be honest before. It's just now I'm an open book because I have nothing to hide. And I know it sets myself free from myself. So, I'm grateful to be here and share some honesty with you guys.
Well, I met you. How did I meet you? How do I know you? You're my wife. That's funny, man. But most importantly, as a martial artist, she's like a respectful martial artist, someone that I look up to, I admire. We competed against each other. She cheated me a couple of times, in competition.
But, not true. Now that's not honest. We're talking about honesty, and that's not honest.
But just to see how we came together, just to see what she have accomplished in the world of martial arts. I know she's real humble. She don't like to talk about those accomplishments, but she's a beast when it comes down to training, perfection, traditional. The stories of how she came up, coming up under her instructor, Master Apollo, and then branching out and doing other things, walking through the cities of Baltimore, being raised in the city of Baltimore, but going to some of the most hard, rugged dojos and going in there as a female, fighting against some of the toughest and baddest guys in the city of Baltimore. Give us a little brief introduction on your days of being a ballet dancer into the world of Nobody Bothers Me.
Okay, honesty. Okay, yes, I took ballet for 14 years. Initially, I hated it. I literally would hold on to the door frame, and my dad would have to drag me because, just wasn't my thing. I was a tomboy. I liked playing in the streets, football, tag, riding my little big wheel and all those kinds of things, making forts, mud pies. One of my best memories is when you used to take the popsicle stick and scrape it across the concrete and make little knives and stuff out of it. We would have our own little weapons for war and stuff. So that was me. And then I was told I had to take ballet. Not really my happiest moments, but yes, I did do it for 14 years. But the reason that I stayed with it so long, I'll be honest, initially, I wanted to do martial arts when I saw the Nobody Bothers Me commercial. And so I made a deal with my dad. If he lets me do martial arts, I would stay with ballet, and I wouldn't be bad at ballet no more. I was bad in the class too, by the way. But I promised him that would be good. So that's how my martial arts journey started. And yeah, just been doing it since I was 4, and I'm 47 now, and I love it.
And we compete against each other too, right?
Yes, we did. And since we're talking about honesty, I remember we were in the grand championship against each other. Someone, not me, but I won't name who, fell in the middle of his routine. And because he was on TV on WMAC Masters at the time, and he was the hometown pet, he won. And then I was like, there's no way. So that was kind of like upsetting. And then to make matters worse, he came over and tried to offer me the trophy and not the money. He was like, here, I know I fell. You can have the trophy. I'm like, well, what about the money? So that's how our love affair initially started, when he cheated me out my money.
And I mean, and as time went on, we, seminars came and did seminars, demonstrations together.
We just kept running into one another. And it was destiny. Some people don't believe in destiny. I definitely do. I believe there's a rhyme or reason for everything. And I believe the universe, our higher power, whatever you want to call it, definitely put us together and made us stay together, and will keep us together.
Geez, how long were we together before we got married?
Okay, now you're putting out too much honesty. Okay, so we started dating exclusively in 2 days. I moved in 2 weeks, and we got married in 2 months. And we've been married for almost 25 years.
Oh,
he won't remember any of those dates, by the way. So I leave clues to remind him of how it works, and anniversaries and birthdays.
And that first date, I cooked food for you. It was good, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was good, man. It was good. Yeah, it was delicious.
What mornings I used to get you up? What?
Like 5 o'clock in the morning, he would come in and do jumping jacks on the bed to wake me up. Now, mind you, I was a night owl at that time. I would go to bed till 2 or 3, thinking I was sleeping till 9 or 10. Not with Willie Johnson. And I was like, if this continues, we will be divorced. So we almost got divorced over jumping jacks. So no, we didn't, but it could have happened.
That was our relationship has been an incredible journey. I think I know when we got together, it was great to just see how you took the school, the martial arts, and evolved it and turned it into your own expression. I mean, from Point MMA, from the competition team, from Women's Street Combat. I mean, what was that journey like to find yourself expressing your own expression of martial arts from a perspective of a woman that really stood up and became who you are today?
So although I've been able to express it as a woman, the one thing my husband has always preached in our dojo to everybody is we are human beings. We're not man or woman. We are human beings. We all have the equal opportunity and the equal rights. So that's just how our dojo is still to this day. Everyone's equal. Just because we are in the front of the class teaching, we're the vessel. That's all we are. We're just the messenger. Doesn't make us better or worse than anybody that comes in or out of our dojo or works out on our floor. We just happen to have that knowledge, and we are able to teach it. So everybody in our dojo is equal. Of course, we respect the ranking of black belt, because at our dojo, it is definitely not easy to get one. Not everyone makes it to black belt in our dojo, and we're okay with that. It's not for everybody. So we do hold that in high regards. But as far as humanity and humility, all of us are equal. And if not, we're not the right place for you. So with that, we do have to cater special, curriculums and things to women, because of rape prevention, self-defense, things of that nature. Sometimes I can come across, or the actual Women's Street Combat program comes across in a manner that's not offensive to a woman. When you have to say, kick them in the private parts, I could say it in a certain manner that my husband or any male instructor can't say it to a woman, without it coming across offensive. So there are also certain techniques and things that I, as a woman, can teach another woman to easily defend herself, that a man can't show her that. They can't have that type of body contact, things like that. There are ways around it, of course, if you have no female instructors, but it does make it a lot easier, and a little bit more, just a deeper sentiment of being able to have a woman teach another woman self-defense. And I've taken a lot of pride in that. Just basically, honestly, some of the things I've gone through in life, I know that it is a necessity. It's not an extracurricular activity, for women to have self-defense in their life, self-defense training, ongoing self-defense training in their life, not just, a 12-week course. I don't believe in that. There's no such thing as a 12-week self-defense course to defend your life. You have to have ongoing self-defense training, because it has to become natural to you, and repetition becomes natural. The more you do it, the more it becomes you. So I am a firm believer in that. But I do take a lot of pride in the fact that I'm able to, be a woman teaching women, especially young girls too. I've really come into that a lot lately. Just really wanting to hone in on the younger females as well.
So that leads us into questions. But one of the things I just want to ask you, because a lot of times, once again, people think that with Point MMA, all the things we do, I'm a one-man operation. But this is a team effort. We are Warriors Mindset. And what does Warriors Mindset mean to you from a personal level, from a business level, and just in general? How would you describe what Warriors Mindset really means to you and how you would express it?
For me, Warriors Mindset, some people say it can't be learned. Yes, it can, if you want to learn. Anything can be learned if you want to learn it. You have to be open-minded to learn it. If you go in with a preconceived notion of, oh, this is how karate should look, or this is how boxing should look, or this is how MMA should look, or this is how this coaching course should go, or mindset workshop should be, then of course it's going to probably not fare well with you. To learn anything in life, you almost have to be childlike, like so open-minded. Kids are such like sponges, they absorb everything. And as I get older in life, that is my goal, is to be able to absorb things more. But with the warrior mindset, I would say it's more of a practice of daily indomitable spirit. And I think that's one thing that makes us a strong couple, is we independently know how to do that for ourselves, but we also hold each other accountable for that. We have the stick-to-itness, the no-quit attitude, the indomitable spirit, discipline, and consistency. So those are the things that I think makes warrior spirit and warrior mindset spirit. I think there are a lot of other adjectives that you can throw in there, but those are some of the things that come right to my mind of what we do daily for ourselves and each other as a couple. We're human. We have those moments of, oh crap, but then we get up. Like, we don't allow ourselves to wallow in that and in the misery of anything. We look at the lesson like, man, you know what, but this, and we can do this because of that. So we learn how to flip it, basically.
So, as we think of the Warriors Mindset, if you had one moment that you could say was your moment of transformation, to grab a hold of that concept and never let it go, what would you describe that moment in your life that made you say, I'm sick and tired of this. I cannot deal with this anymore. I got to break through. I got to transform. I got to do whatever it takes to make it to the next level?
So there's a couple situations that I could say, but the ultimate one I would say is sobriety. Because without that, the other ones couldn't have never have happened. I would have never overcame and became a better person without becoming sober and clean. Um, so I would definitely have to say sobriety. Coming in and realizing that, you know, I did it because I wanted to numb myself because of the pain. That's how it started. It wasn't like, you know, I was constantly around it. In fact, I was the opposite. You know, I was a straight A student in school. I loved going to school. I loved learning. I was a good kid. It's not like I dibbled and dabbled and all of that. Nope. I purposely went into it because I did see it around me and I saw how basically euphoric it made people feel, and I needed that from the pain that I was going through from other things. And so I purposely put myself into it. No one forced me or made me do it. I did it to myself purposely. Once I was in it, I was just in this basically like a tornado, you know, a whirlwind, over and over, spinning in a circle. And my conscience just knew that's not who I truly am inside. So at the moment, I didn't know how to exactly get out of it, until you and I ended up crossing paths again. And people will never understand that part of people don't get when I say you're more than my husband. You know, that's just a small part of our relationship, is husband and wife. You know, you basically saved my life, you know? And that for me was the ultimate moment, was my sobriety.
And I mean, that's funny because in the world of martial arts, we don't talk about setbacks, defeats, and downfalls. I think the world of martial arts, do you think that plays a role in it, why people, you know, when you do fall down, because you're made to feel like you're superhuman, you're some unstoppable master, some ultimate being, you never share the honesty and the truth, that when reality do hit you upside the head, it's easier for you to succumb to things that deal with, you know, recovery from addiction?
Yes. Okay, so I may not be so popular right out the gate with this statement, but bear with me. I'm gonna get to the point of it. A lot of times when people, mentors, masters, teachers, or whatever, walk around like they're holier than thou, or they have no demons or skeletons in their closet or anything, basically they're just being a narcissist, which is a very strong word, but that's what it is. We're practicing the act of narcissism. And be patient, don't hate me just yet. So we have a lot of those out there. However, if you look in any industry or aspect of life, the greatest leaders, teachers, and mentors that can bring tears to your eyes, that feeling in your chest or in your gut, or drop you to your knees, or make your mind go in a whirlwind, are those that share their defeats, their agonies, their tragedies, because you see them and you're like, no way, not how could he have gone through that? Look at him now, or look at her now. And those are our greatest teachers. We don't learn from the win. The win is the end result of learning from the lesson or the failure. That's what the win is. And one of the greatest things I've ever learned over the years was from John Maxwell, when he said, celebrate your defeats the same as you celebrate your victories, and celebrate your victories the same as you celebrate your defeats, meaning don't dwell in either too long. And so I would say, you know, when people walk around and they're worried or scared about people knowing that, you know, oh, I did X, Y, and Z in my life, and they'll never sign up at my school, or I can't let them know that. That's a hawk a mess. And if you ever have a mentor or a coach or anybody that is not telling you their honest truth and how they overcame that, they're not going to be able to teach you much. It's going to be all surface fluff, you know, and there's a lot of like gurus and consultants and stuff out there that do that. And it turns me off because you make the school owner feel like it's an impossible task or like they have to keep up with the Joneses to run a successful school. Everybody's idea of a successful school or success in life or wealth in life is not the same, but they make you feel that way, like they had no downfalls. The greatest people I've ever learned from, and just think about it, if you go through your own history of learning, are those that gave you hard knocks, that gave you gut level honesty, that gave you tough love. So that's how I feel.
And that's interesting because none of that stuff worked on the street. You were born and raised in Baltimore, so we know none of that. They can smell the perpetrating fate and procrastination and all those things that come our way. But it's funny when you are honest and when you are taught by good parents to be able to just show good respect and treat people equally, that you can get caught up in the midst of that little cobweb of deceit. I mean, do you agree?
Absolutely. And remember, when I say this next statement, we're talking about honesty. A lot of those supreme grand masters that are in the dojo or those tough fighters in the ring, they would not stand a chance walking through an inner city and trying to survive in that environment. I'm not talking about walking through for a view. I'm talking about living in that environment and trying to become a part of that environment. They're going to smell you and, you know, cast you out because they're going to think you're a narc or, you know, undercover or something, you know, and, you know, the toughness that a lot of these people have in the four walls of their dojo is not everyday toughness. And sometimes that's why people's businesses fail, because they don't have that everyday toughness. I'll say it again. You know, a good friend of ours, he's from Australia, and he always says, Bam and Kimber are battlers. And when he first said it to me, I was like, hold on, man, what's a battler? Like, hold on, you ain't just gonna be calling me no kind of name I don't know. But, you know, he was like, that means like people know nothing can knock you down permanently. And that's what you need in business, in your personal life, and that is warrior mindset. Nothing can permanently knock you down. And if you get knocked down, it's okay. Just dust off and get up.
So with all of that, with all those external successes, business, trophies, money, things, how important at the end of the day is the balance between mind, body, and spirit to you?
Oh, it's key. And the older I get, the more I value that in my life. This is deep. He's getting deep on here. It's taking my breath away because I do hold it so high. It's like a spirit within me, honestly. Like we've had, and we still have a very successful business. And, you know, we've had Mercedes and BMWs and the top of the line this and the top of the line that. And I look back now and I'm like, damn, that was a waste. Like, I got a quality used Hummer, and I love my Hummer, man. Yes, that's my girlfriend right there. That's my homegirl. And I'm like, I don't know if I'll ever get rid of this car. You know, I'm just going to keep getting it fixed. And it costs less than, like, it costs a fourth of what another car I had cost, you know? And it's just like, I love it and I value it so much. And everybody will tell you she loved that truck. That's her truck right there. She loved that truck. And I feel like it goes with my spirit though. And that might sound crazy, not because of bling, just something in the spirit of that truck that is the spirit of me. And I could care less what the value of it is. It's the emotion of it. And I'm coming to that with everything in my life. You know, my husband always laughs because don't leave it around. Don't not use it because she'll donate it quick. She will get rid of stuff. And, I like being a minimalist. And I just think it helps clear the way to have that mind, body, and spirit balance. And it is key in anything we do in life, whether it's self, a relationship, husband, wife, child, father, parent, sister, brother, uncle, or business. It's key to have that balance. And a lot of people can give you avenues to find that, but it's ultimately up to you to find that yourself.
Yeah, and it's, and even with that, we think of the mind, body, and spirit, and we think of all the things you done set up to this point. I mean, what we hearing is like, how is your personal testimony? I believe the greatest asset that we have in the world are our testimonies. I believe that's the most valuable thing we have, our stories, our testimonies. How has your testimony became expressed in your brand? We didn't went from Diva Grit to now your new approach to a future podcast and movement that you're bringing about. How has your testimony became a manifestation of your brand, your personal brand?
So my new thing coming out, and I haven't put it out yet, it's called Dear Diary, Dear Universe. We write everything in our diary that we want to tell everybody or the universe. So that's going to be my new talk show kind of thing, podcast and YouTube and so on and so on. Dear Diary, Dear Universe. And I wanted to do, a blog and a podcast and stuff, but I didn't even wholeheartedly grasp it because I was searching for a name for a while, and I told my husband, nope, that's not it. Nope, that's not it. That's not it. And it finally just came to me. It's going to be Dear Diary, Dear Universe. That's where we write all of our everything, in our journals, in our diaries. And that's what I want the show to entail is everything, let's just put it out on the table. Let's free ourselves from it. So my journey brought me to that because, and to this day, I had it kind of rough growing up. I've come across a couple things. I was molested very young by a very close family member repeatedly. And then when I came to a person that I thought I could tell about it, I was physically beaten and abused. Like, no, that didn't happen. Don't you dare say that. And I was beaten for it. And then when I threatened the person that was molesting me to tell him that I was going to tell another person that I knew would take care of the situation, he stopped molesting me and went to a younger family member. So that's where, I had to overcome that at such a young age. And I never had a mom or a mother figure in my life. I grasped onto another female, and she was there as much as she could be for me as a mother figure, but it was very difficult to overcome that, and I was very alone for the longest time with that. And so that, I guess, really built the toughness for me, for everything else that was to come in my life. And when I was younger and going to college, I was raped and attacked by 3 guys, stabbed 7 times, left for dead. They broke my jaw with a hammer. And this may sound ironic, but had I not gone through what I went through as a child, I probably would have committed suicide after that. I don't know exactly how I would have overcame it, because it was so hard. It still is so hard to deal with. And had I not had that, I wouldn't have been able to, persevere through that situation. And then my current battle with cancer for the past 15 months, and everybody can be like, oh, damn, she's had a hard life. Everybody has a hard life, just different facets, different ways. I guarantee you there's somebody that's like just 5 seconds from me that's had a harder life. So I never look at it like, damn, I've had a hard life. I just look at it like, I've had a couple bad hands in life, but I was blessed to be able to overcome them, and again, one set me up to be strong for the other. And it sounds, kind of ironic or, crazy, but that's the truth. One tragedy or devastation or hard occurrence in life does set you up for the next one to be able to persevere it and overcome it.
And how was that defined your why? your purpose?
So my purpose and why is basically that I need to get my hands on and to teach every young female how to avoid or overcome has it. So to avoid if it hasn't happened, to overcome if it has happened to them. And that's my purpose and why. And then from a male perspective is to definitely teach my two young sons how to respect women from a woman's point of view. Yes, my husband is leader of our family. He is the king. I am the queen. We firmly believe in that. We respect each other's roles. If we cross a boundary, we catch ourselves. We're very good at that. We go back and apologize to each other. I know my husband's place with our boys, but from a woman's perspective, I also need to teach them what a woman wants and how you should treat a woman from a woman's perspective. Not bling, not all of that. That's not what I'm teaching my kids. I'm talking about respect. I teach my boys how to respect females. And I want every female to know how to respect herself, because it begins and ends with that.
And, you know, in closing, you kind of like answered it, but I just want to hit it one more time. What is the call to action to the leaders, to the people out there that claim that they're there to help? But we got kids out there going through the exact same things that you have went through right now this day, not just in the inner city, but all over. What is the call to action to those adults? And then what is it to those young kids that are fighting through it?
So first, I'm going to flip it. I'm going to say the young kids first. I need them to know that it's okay. You're not wrong. Like if someone touches you or does this to you, you're not wrong. If they harm you, you're not wrong. You have nothing to be embarrassed about, you know, and or ashamed of. You need to go to someone and speak to them regardless of, you know, the fear that you feel. Because I did feel that, especially after going to someone that I thought I should go to and then being beat for it, you know? So that's what I would say to the kids. Your fear can hold you back, not just from a situation like that, but from anything you want to achieve in life. And now more than ever, everyone cares what everyone thinks about them. Social media posts, how many subscribers do I have? How many likes do I have? How many this or how many that? And I think going into my journey of Dear Diary, Dear Universe, and the reason I'm taking my time, because I want to do it like they said in the movie Field of Dreams, build it and they will come. And, you know, if one person shows up for a year, I'm going to keep doing it. Because it's not about that. It's about freeing myself from that child that was scared, or the girl who got raped, or the woman who's going through cancer treatments. You know, that's what the whole purpose of that is. And in turn, I hope and I pray that I get to help others with it. I hope one person tunes in and they get something from it. And I hope it could be a kid. That would be a young girl going into middle school whose body is changing and she doesn't know how to fit in and feel proud of who she is, but not be loose and free and, you know, cheap and easy. I want that. I hope and pray for that, you know. And for the other kids out there, you know, if you have a good mentor or coach or leader or parent, attach yourself to them. Watch their every move. It matters. Every move to an older person, a good coach or a good parent means something. They're not just folding the laundry this away. You know, people laugh at me, my husband and all, they're like, I'll fold the laundry. I'm like, no, you won't. And the reason why is because, you know, I fold it because I want my husband to walk into a clean, crisp closet and my children to have their clothes set up. Yes, they're color coordinated and all that, but it was never like that for me growing up. It was a mess, a pigsty, a hoarder's nest. The woman that was supposed to be there as a mother figure didn't offer me any kind of wholesome life or nurturing. So that's why I am the way I am. I don't want that for my kids. I want to break that cycle. So when you have a parent like that, that may be that way, embrace it and ask them why. Mom, why do you like the clothes folded this way? There's a lesson in it. Now, for the masters and the gurus and consultants out there, again, probably not going to be a get fan mail, but get out of your own ego, man. Like, that's the problem. Everybody is got egos and narcissism, and like, yeah, that's what I think. Like, we can't be any good for people unless we're gut level honest. Like, hey man, look, I remember when we had a pack of chicken and oodles and noodles, and let me tell you what my wife made out of it 3 meals, you know? It's like, we had moments like that. And thankfully, because we endured them and we shared about them, we're able to not have those moments anymore, you know? So if you want to help anybody out there, masters, supreme grandmasters, you know, be gut level honest, you know, sit down and write down some of your pitfalls. And when you get on your next coaching call, ask the person, you know, how's your car situation, especially during COVID? Oh, you know, I'm behind 5 payments and I'm trying because, you know, we're getting less students and less students. Well, guess what? It happened to me. You know, my car, I had to hide it before because it was about to be repoed. You know, you got to be gut level honest with people. They will respect you. They'll be like, for real? Like, yep, but guess how I overcame it? That's teaching. Not like, well, you should have paid your car payment and not ate out or not got an ice cream cone for your kid during COVID, you know? Like, you can't teach people that way. You can't teach technique that way. You know, the greatest instructors, teachers, coaches, and mentors, their lessons come from their guts, man, not some curriculum book. That's a small portion or a piece of it. It is not all that there is. And, you know, recently on social media, somebody said, oh, another consultant deleted me and is no longer friends with me. I put on there, congratulations. And they were like, huh? I was like, yeah. I was like, at the beginning of this whole lockdown and COVID thing, I got rid of so many martial artists and consultants and supreme grandmasters off of my social media. It was like a chaos, a frenzy of negativism and fighting back and forth and this and that. And I was like, you know who I kept? I kept the wholesome people, the people that actually know their daggone students' names and their parents' names. And they ask their students questions like, hey, Aiden, what's your favorite color? Hey, Aiden, you got a new haircut. They notice when their student gets a haircut. You know, they know those things. Those are the people that are fighting for their families and not just the, well, I hate using this term, McDojo, so to say, or the next dollar. They're doing it because 1, they love it, and 2, they want to provide for their family, and 3, they're genuinely interested wholeheartedly in their students, not their customers, their students, their relationships. So that's where I end right there.
And if people wanted to reach out to you personally to get more information about your programs and what you personally do,
Contact you.
She's
I don't like being in the forefront of things. I just like it to fall in my lap in the universe. You know, when a woman walks in, we don't try to sell her my program. You know, if she comes across and she says, you know, I've been attacked or whatever, then I step in and I offer her a listening ear first and foremost. Then I share my story. And then I ask her, how can we help her? You know, how can we help her? How can we help each other? But yeah, they can contact you for now until I get, you know, a little bit more, I don't want to say courage. I don't know. You know, well, I like the background, guys.
I mean, she makes all these things possible. It's a great team, a great family, you know, but that's our first episode, guys. This Warrior Mindset. I think Champ Nichols, Damon John, speaking manager, that really helped us really evaluate what Warriors Mindset is all about. But it's real. It's about being authentic. It's about coming from the heart. It takes a warrior to make it through the dirt, and make it through the trash, and make it through the defeat, the loss of cars, the loss of homes, the loss of business, the struggles with possible divorce, the struggles with kids turning against you, the struggle with people counting you out, putting you down, not buying your programs, not doing anything, talking about you behind your back. But guess what? That's what you learn on the street. Difference about being on the street is that the guy that's going to take you out, going to tell you he's going to take you out. He ain't going to be a snake and beat around the bush and disrespect your family, your wife, and all those people like a little, and I hate to say it, a little sucker. He going to man up and say, watch your back, because I'm coming for you. That's what a real warrior is. So that's what this radio show is all about. It's about keeping it real, bringing it down to a gut level like at our students. I think this one thing in closing, we are so motivated and so positive at our school and at our dojo. We always say, how you feel? Super good and getting better, sir. And if you ever come into the school one day and ask a little 6-year-old kid, well, a little 6-year-old kid asks you like, Professor, it's Kimber, how you feeling? Well, what happened to super good getting better? And it snaps you right out like, whoa,
yeah, don't
hold
even
up.
say I'm good. Don't even say I'm good. Because, yeah, they'll be like, what? You're good? What about super good and getting better?
That's right. That's right. So we build the culture to keep us uplifted, give us affirmations, and keep on going, so we will never have to go back to the hell that we came from. And that's what the Warriors mindset is all about. I thank my wife, Miss Kimber Johnson, my hero. Anything in closing, ma'am?
Just thank you to you. I know I say it a lot on social media. People probably don't care. You're probably getting tired of it, but I'll never stop thanking my husband for loving me for me and letting me be me. He never tries to dictate or tell me X, Y, and Z, but most importantly, for making me get up on our third date together in our relationship and jog to an AA meeting. That will be always my greatest thank you is for that moment. I don't know why, but it's one of my greatest memories of us because I hated jogging. So I don't know why that's great, but I guess for the fact that, it turned my life around forever. It made me want to be a better person for me. And now I am a good wife. If he doesn't say so, I'll say it for him. And I thrive on being a great mom. So for that, I thank you. Those are my greatest accomplishments in life, is being your wife and a mom, above all the other things I've achieved. People may never understand that or think it's 1950-ish, but to me, it's everything.
Well, thank you, wife. Thank you, everybody. See you next time.